Hi everyone, my name is Myiesha and I'm a Sephora Beauty Director, and today's video is going to be a You Ask Me Answer all about packing eyeshadow. I've taught a lot of people how to do their makeup over the years, and I feel like the number one thing that happens with eyeshadow, or the number one thing that just sort of, puts a wrench in your day, is fallout. You do your foundation, looks great, you start putting shadow on, and then it's all over your cheeks. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorite tips on how to prevent all of that and not get fallout. So I've taught a lot of people how to do eyeshadow. I used to work in a store. I worked in a store for about 5 years. So I've taught probably hundreds of people how to do shadows. So I've seen some things that they've done and I've helped them figure out how to alter their technique. So I would say if you're someone who rushes when they put their makeup on, or you just have absolutely no time for fallout, or you want zero chance of fallout, then you need a cream shadow. I think everybody needs a cream shadow. It's one of my favorite things to do. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadow in a new shade called Pillow Talk. If you know me, you know I use the rose gold shade almost every day. So cream shadow is going to be great because it's cream. It's going to adhere to your eye. There's no powder pigments that are going to fall. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. You can use kind of whichever brush you want, or your fingers. My nails are quite long, so I'm going to use a brush. This is just the Sephora Collection Makeup Match Shadow Brush. It's really flat and very nice. It's going to play a pretty big part in this tutorial today and how to pack shadow onto your lid. So I'm going to pick a bit up. You don't need a lot. I'm just going to wipe off any excess on the side. Like I said, you can use your fingers for this part, but my nails are a little long, so I'm just gonna sweep on that shadow. I don't really even have to have much technique because it's cream. It's not gonna go anywhere. And what this is gonna do when we put our powder shadow on later, it's gonna provide a nice base. The way I talk about cream shadows is like if you ever wear glitter nail polish, which I'm 35, like glitter nail polish was very hot when I was in high school, like a royal blue glitter nail polish with a clear base. Looks kind of spotty, but if you put that royal blue nail polish over a matching nail polish, it's gonna look really dimensional. You're just gonna see lots of blue. You're not gonna see sort of spottiness. So I think that's where cream shadow comes in. It helps you so that your powder eyeshadow, if you choose to put powder eyeshadow over it, doesn't look as spotty. It looks really clean. You don't have to use as much. And if you don't use as much shadow, then you don't get much fallout. And I go kind of high up because I think it makes my eyelids look a little bit bigger, but you can put however much you need to. And that is it for the cream. If you just want to put this on and throw in some mascara and liner, you can do that. It's really, really pretty. So now we're gonna move on to powder shadow, because this is obviously where powder eyeshadow fallout happens. So I have this really beautiful palette here with me. This is from Huda Beauty. This is the Chocolate Brown Obsessions palette. It has these really nice shades. I thought it would go really nicely with the Pillow Talk shade of my cream shadow. So when you're talking about fallout, I think most of it occurs with the way people pick up their shadow and what brush they use. So I would say the basic brush you want to use to pick up shadow is the brush I use for the cream shadow actually. This is the Makeup Match Shadow Brush. It's just really flat, it's really dense, and I think that's the best type of brush to pick up shadow with. They can vary in size. If you have a larger version of this, that's fine. If it's smaller, that's fine too. I'm gonna go into this like really pretty sort of gold shade right here. So what I see a lot of people do is they kind of tap in the shadow. One, you're not getting a lot of shadow on the brush and you're just kind of ruffling it up and it's not really packed in there. So you just want to lay it flat down. I call it the belly of the brush. And usually just doing little swirling motions should load up the brush properly. So when you pick up the brush, if you see shadow kind of flying everywhere, it's probably going to fly everywhere once you put it on your eye. So just swirl it around, pack it, pick it up. You should be good. So when you go to put it on, you're just gonna lay it down flat on your lid and you're gonna swipe. So there's two things happening. That cream base is kind of a coordinating color, like this rose gold and rose gold, but it's also kind of like any areas where it may be a little patchy, is just kind of filling them in. So you're not having to put a lot of shadow on to get the look. Therefore, you won't get a lot of fallout by piling up shadow on your lid. So again, we're just gonna lay it flat, swirl it around, pick it up. If it's falling off the brush at this point, it's probably gonna fall off the brush when you put it to your eye. So we're good to go. So we've placed on that main shadow. I only had to dip in once for each eye. When you did the motions, we just laid it down flat and we swiped it across. There should be no fallout from that. So now we're gonna talk about where I think people experience the most fallout, when they are either darkening the corner or they're putting their crease on. So I think it's all about brushes and just your behavior when you're putting it on. It's pretty easy once you think about it. So look at your tools and see what you have. So I have 2 different crease brushes here, and one's very fluffy. These are both from Sephora collection, the makeup match brushes. We have the Crease and the Precision Crease. So if you look at these, you can tell this one is a lot denser, and this one is gonna be more targeted, has that dome shape. This one's a lot fluffier. When you're picking up shadow and you're trying to prevent fallout, you wanna go for something that's a little bit denser, a little bit tighter. This fluffy one's great, but if I were to pick up a really dark color, I'm putting it on. If I'm going really fast, probably gonna get some fallout happening right in here. Now, the way you should be doing it is start a little slower with some lighter colors, tap off your excess, almost like you're powdering your face. You don't wanna have a ton of it on there. And you just wanna lay it down, and you wanna go nice and slow so you can kind of really adhere to the eye. When you do like really fluffy, frantic motions with that amount of eyeshadow I just put on the brush for this side, it's gonna go everywhere. So tiny amount of brush, tap off, lay it down, and just gently go back and forth. So we want this nice dark color, right? So I would say if you want it to be super targeted, that super sort of dark color that's super popular, it's worth it to get yourself a very dense crease brush. So I'm gonna pick up this little Precision Crease. This bigger one is for fluffiness and blending. I've done videos and like breaking down crease brushes if you're interested, but this dense one is for picking up those dark colors because it's gonna hold that color. We're still gonna tap off the excess. And instead of windshield wiper motions, we're just gonna press. I think sometimes people get really worried about this step, and I've seen them kind of lose their cool and start getting really frantic and doing windshield wiper motions because that's sort of like the thing that people talk about a lot. But when you're trying to build up pigment and make things darker, you wanna press. So I'm just tapping and pressing. If I were to take a ton of this dark shadow and just sweep it all over, it would fly all over. Okay, so the darkness is there. We didn't get any fallout because we did pressing motions. For those softer colors, we did a little bit of shadow and soft sweeping motions. Okay, so one last trick that I will show you, because I think it's pretty popular for people to use what's called a pencil brush or a smudge brush, and they try to get that sort of eyeliner look with it, and then it kind of falls everywhere. So same thing that we did with this Precision Crease brush. So this is the Smudge brush from the same collection, these 4 collection makeup match brushes, and it's super dense. It has really short bristles because it's for picking up darker colors. Like if you look at how like long and fluffy this crease brush is, it's not really for picking up darker colors, it's for blending and softening colors. So since it's for picking up those darker colors, if we really wanted to go in, we could pick up that same deep brown and we could sort of like stamp it on, and we could build up pigment that way. Now, if you do get fallout, it happens, it's fine. I've been doing makeup for like 20 years, I still get fallout. You just wanna grab a brush that's fluffy and clean, or maybe has a little translucent powder on it, and you just wanna sort of sweep that way. Sweep up and out, and that's fine. But I think with this cream shadow, it worked out pretty well. We didn't get any fallout, even on the eye where I was trying to get a bit of fallout. That cream shadow just kind of stuck onto it, and it worked really, really well. I'm gonna fix this, and normally when I do a crease, I always start with those lighter colors like I showed you. So I'm gonna work backwards, which some people work backwards, they start with dark and they blend out with light. I always start with light and blend out to dark, so I think it's much easier. So let's see if we can salvage this. So I'm just gonna get in there and blend back and forth. Now, concerning fallout, you don't really have to worry so much with like matte colors that are light, because if you do get fallout with a color like this or that, that's just gonna look like your skin. So don't really have to worry too much. I'm just gonna soften this a little bit. That's good, match the other side. Now we're gonna add the darkness. We're gonna take our denser crease brush, the Precision Crease. We're gonna get our darker colors. And we're just gonna pack it on just to build up the color a little bit. You could use a little bit of black if you wanted to make it darker, or just kind of blend it over your eyeliner, but this works. And then the last thing we're gonna do now, when you put that original color down, sometimes it fades with all the blending you're doing. So again, use your same technique and just touch up that original color just to kind of bring it back. You can kind of see a difference with the original color. We're just gonna touch it up. Because of all the blending we did in the crease with the darker colors, it kind of fades a little bit. So that should sort of always be your last step. Okay. And that's it. I'm gonna go throw on some liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. So I finished my liner, throw in some mascara, lashes. So this is it. This is kind of like an everyday look for me if I'm actually going to be wearing makeup, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully this will help you the next time you do your shadow. You can do your foundation, it looks beautiful, and you don't have to worry about so much fallout. In the comment section below, maybe leave some tips and tricks on how to prevent fallout that maybe I missed. It's always nice to help each other, and as always, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. We love sharing with you. We love hearing from you. So see you next time. Bye.